Today's episode is brought to you by No Thanks to You.
And yes, I am slowly reading Scud, but like I said, the book is the size of a fucking Bible. Gonna be a while. So yes, shout out to The Fly Attractor. I'm still working on it. I'm also working on the new issue of Lost Anarchy. Comes out October 28th. It's our tribute to Omen Damien Troy from Ooze from Omen. Yes, that Omen. Rest in peace. You rock. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Before we get to this great debate of toys, which is I'm already 2 weeks late on, I gotta make a message to all the people who are talking about the missing girl in Orlando, who I won't even name her name. Who cares? And nobody cares, and you shouldn't care. She's just a boring vlogger. Good riddance to both of them. Come on! I first found out about him through Sloan.
We need to talk about the Gabby Petito case.
Why? Yeah, you covering like the Dan Schneider shit? Cool.
It's time to talk about this monster, Dan Schneider. He is a former writer, producer, and director from Nickelodeon who did some disgusting things to children while he was there. But instead of investigating him like they should have, Nickelodeon gave him $7 million and said, "Thank you for your work, you can go away now."
But this fucking gossip about this fucking YouTube blogger.
Who fucking cares?
Bill Maher points it out best about that.
New rule, someone has to break it to America's travel vloggers that the part of life where you're retired and joyride around the country, that's supposed to come after the working for a living part. Oh, snap. Now, in recent weeks, the country has been transfixed with the story of a young woman murdered while traveling in a van with her boyfriend. And while too much attention has already been paid, this case has taught me a few things. First, that Nancy Grace is still alive. And second, how extensive is this movement of young hipsters rejecting the dreary working life of us normies to instead explore the country in a van, which I found very odd. This is what retirees do.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it! Before I continue, let's bring on today's sponsor. No thanks to you. Yep, no thanks to you. We don't get any fucking hype, anything that really matters. And, well, I finally saw the debate. And, oh shit, was the gloves on. I mean, wow. And obviously, I'm gonna show this stuff, but I'm gonna animate over it. That way they won't, like, flag me for stealing. You can watch it yourself.
I mean, come on.
Michael ripped Scott a new asshole.
Do you know what nemesis means?
It's not about whether or not opinions are being disguised as facts. It's about whether or not Scott agrees with the opinion. And if he had agreed with my opinions on everything, I never would have gotten ambulance chased by him and his content.
Yeah. The first, like, I want to say 20, 30 minutes, we're having technical difficulties. But when they actually got to the actual meat and potatoes of the fucking fight, gloves were off. And obviously won't say it here because I animated over it. But the expression on Michael's face was priceless. Michael just did not give a
Oh, dude.
how Scott was just...
Okay, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, the internet is full of opinions. I mean, 90% of it is opinion.
I was trying to give people an idea of the disparity.
The statements you're making are creating a false perception in the toy industry about how toys are made.
I know it because you said it in your video regarding talking about the shelving science.
Well, hold on. You're talking about big box retail. What you're saying is the toy companies are doing nothing about this. What's your source for that?
Watching all of these toy aisles start to look more and more like Soviet grocery stores. Forget the pandemic, forget COVID, forget all that stuff. We can visibly go into places and just look on social media and you see the photos of the empty aisles. You see people frustrated increasingly more and more.
Everything you just said is wrong. Adult collector product winds up at retail because the licensees, these movie studios, want that product there as a billboard for their movies.
You're making the statement that adult collector product is a prerequisite for getting your toys into retail stores.
But that's an opinion. You have no fact, and that's exactly what the problem is.
Okay, guess what? You say that's a problem, Scott. You say that we're hiding our opinions as facts.
No. I'm saying that.
Did you not say in this video, we have to try and strain out the people that are giving their opinions as facts because it's only going to rise the frustration level. Watch out for those types of videos. They're not healthy for us. Were these not your words?
That's exactly my point, and I restate that sentence 100%. That's exactly
okay. Well, right. Have you ever
doing.
worked for Hasbro, Scott?
No.
Are you on nightly calls with Hasbro about their current decisions?
No.
Quote, August 8th, 2021. The margin on the secondary market was giant for the sail barge, and that's what unlocked the ability to do the Razor Crest. Because now Hasbro was like, oh, maybe the stuff does sell. Is that not an opinion disguised as a fact?
Not at all. That's a fact, and I can tell you why.
It's a fact. This is a
Yes.
fact, even though you don't work for Hasbro and you don't have their ear.
Correct. And I can tell you exactly why. I ran Matty Collector for 7 years at Mattel. Mattel and Hasbro have extremely...
I've been a lifelong collector. Apparently that doesn't count in this argument. So show me your proof with Hasbro. Show me Hasbro's decision on this, Scott.
Okay, so that I'll completely disagree with you on because...
I'm sure you will, but it doesn't change where I'm coming from. You asked my opinion.
Yes, but I have not worked for Hasbro.
Then you don't have a factual source for how they came to their decision.
But I've worked on comparable products.
It doesn't matter. You cannot prove what you're saying. Therefore, it's an opinion because you have not worked at that company.
I'll disagree with you on that. I worked at a comparable company on comparable product. And
I worked at corporate UPS sitting right next to the CEO for 7 years, all right?
And you could probably comment on FedEx.
But I can't comment on FedEx's business model.
There is no one in the world with a large enough ordering capability to support toy lines except for big box stores.
Yes, so why are they not showing up in proper quantities in toy stores? Why are there all these excuses being made by people like you that big box retail can't carry that item? It will never have the space for that item. That item will never sell at retail. I've got all the quotes right here from you. People are so frustrated between bad distribution and the scalping that when you look at it, you go, well, why aren't they just allocating all of their volume to Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and other online retailers so that you eliminate the scalping and people can just pre-order?
That's just factually not true. And that's really what the issue is when I say you're presenting opinion as facts. That's a perfect example because you stating that, oh, they could just do that, but they can't.
Did Amazon not start in a garage?
I don't know.
It started in a garage.
Okay. What does that have to do with?
They get bigger as demand grows.
If you think I'm biased towards retroblasting, I really ain't. I mean, technically I am a little, only because he's been around since the Lost Anarchy channel started. In 2013, I was trying to find the Rake and Bass universe, the animated one, not the stop motion Christmas story stuff. And you know, Silverhawks, ThunderCats, so on. And I wanted to see if there was another channel talking about it at the time. And the only two channels was his channel and some other channel that probably is doing better than me because everybody on this fucking platform does. But I'm like, oh, cool. So, had a little dialogue a little bit, and then he obviously got way bigger than I ever have. I haven't done that well on here because, well, the algorithm is set to posers, idiots, and losers.
Not in the sake of fucking retroblasting with Spector Creative.
My only thought really is that I'm hearing a lot of appeal to authority, and I'm hearing a lot of trust me because I used to be somebody. But I'm not really seeing proof. I'm just hearing a lot of opposing opinions about things. Yeah, sure, he's got some structural knowledge, but it doesn't mean it necessarily applies or would even apply in the future if other businesses stepped up and actually tried to take active roles in solving specific problems.
I mean, like I said, I'm literally a month and a day older than Michael.
So, respect to him.
Yeah, he has flagged one of my videos on one of my other channels because I steal. But unlike other people on this fucking platform, at least I own it. I just use my YouTube downloader, steal people's shit and animate it over, as you saw what I do with the Fandom Menace stuff.
But for the most part, by the way, don't snort Vicks. Yeah, you'll breathe better, but you'll have that taste in your mouth. But yeah, fucking...
Respect for Michael all around, even though he's flagged me, And Spector Creative, I started watching you probably this year when I was doing my He-Man reviews on the Lost Anarchy channel. So...
Been following you guys pretty decently. Michael more so than fucking Scott, but yeah, so far,
And when Michael pointed it out, in his whole ripping him a new asshole video on his own, like, you were just totally, like, shilling out to that horrible new He-Man series. Not the CGI one. That one sounds really fucking lame, too. I mean, the CGI one is for kids and to the point where everyone's a teenager and fuck that. And whatever. But what they did to that Kevin Smith He-Man is unforgivable. And yeah, when you pointed that out, I'm like,
okay, I'm more on your side, Michael.
Because what they did to MOTU is up there with Last Jedi and Star Trek Discovery. And I have a personal hatred towards Star Trek Discovery or anything by Alex Kurtzman, because that guy is an untalented hack who keeps getting work. You know, kind of like Poob, but enough about that.
All in all, good job, Michael. You put him in his place. And now he's down to actually do a roundtable.
Whatever.
I'd go into detail, but you know, I'm just basically just trolling all of you anyway. So, whatever. I'd say special thanks to people, but I gotta go on Sub Pals and YT Pals just to try to get 100 views on here, because the algorithm can... Coming soon to both Lost Anarchy magazine and Get Watch Mojo channels. We got some badass graphic novel reviews.
Hell, it's about time.
Check out our Patreon, and link in the description as you tell, and support your cause.
Shout out to our patron, Count Maury Vaughn, my homie from the Rainbow. I'm not gonna say what he does, but this guy is badass. Check out his channel. He does a lot of stuff on satanic poetry and other satanic Bible studies. And also a shout out to one of our other newer patrons, Janitor Jay. I've been a fan of his for years, and
Talk about nostalgia, huh?
And of course, shout out to our usual patrons, Ryan Zacher and the Fly Attractor. Also, I hang out with rock stars and party with all of them, and don't have to chill out because they're my friends. While you guys badmouth California while living in California.